Have you ever felt like you tried to let them go, yet God kept stirring your heart to hold on a little longer? Some people aren't meant to leave your story just yet, even when distance, silence, or misunderstanding appear to separate you. God can still be shaping something you can't see. You may think it's finished, but He's working in quiet ways to align hearts, heal wounds, and restore what was once broken. When God doesn't remove someone, it's not always a sign of weakness or confusion, it's divine timing. He may be testing your patience, deepening your faith, or preparing both of you for something stronger than before. What feels delayed is often protection for a purpose that hasn't fully matured yet. Sometimes God allows the connection to remain because the lesson isn't complete. You're both being refined in ways that will make sense later, and in His perfect timing, you'll see why He never allowed complete separation. You still have lessons to learn together. For whom the Lord loves, He corrects, just as a father the son in whom He delights. You've asked God why this person is still in your life when everything seems uncertain, inconsistent, or even painful. The truth is, there are still lessons that both of you are meant to learn together. Lessons that can only come through experience, not distance. You are both in a divine classroom where God uses each other's weaknesses, temperaments, and differences to teach humility, patience, and emotional growth. Sometimes He allows tension so that compassion can grow. Sometimes He lets misunderstandings happen so that communication and empathy can deepen. You may not realize it, but the moments that test you the most are the very moments that strengthen what's weak inside you. This connection exposes what still needs healing and what still triggers you. It reveals where your heart still clings to control and where your faith still needs maturity. When you start to see conflict not as rejection, but as refinement, you begin to understand how God uses relationships to shape His people. You are learning to love beyond convenience, to stay kind when you want to shut down, to forgive when it's easier to distance yourself, and to choose grace when pride wants to win. God hasn't removed this person because their role in your story is still active. The connection might not look the way you expected, but it's accomplishing something in your heart that solitude never could. Through them, you're learning endurance, compassion, and strength that you will carry into every season that follows. You are not being punished by this prolonged connection. You are being prepared for greater understanding, love, and spiritual maturity. There's still healing needed in your heart. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. You may believe you've already healed from the past, but God sees what's still buried beneath your confidence. He knows that certain scars are only visible when touched by love again. This person's presence has stirred emotions you thought you'd buried long ago, feelings of fear, abandonment, and unworthiness that never fully left. That's why God hasn't removed them. He's allowing them to be the mirror that reflects what still hurts, so that He can heal it completely. Healing isn't about pretending the pain is gone. It's about facing it until it no longer defines you. You've learned how to function while broken, but now God wants to restore you so you can flourish while whole. Every time you feel triggered, emotional, or unsure, He's drawing your attention to a wound that's ready to close. He's asking you to bring those hidden pieces to Him instead of trying to hide them behind strength. This person is not the healer God is. But through this connection, He's showing you what still needs His touch. You are being taught to stop making emotional survival your default setting and to start trusting that God can make your heart new again. He hasn't removed them because your healing is still unfolding, When the healing is complete, the hold they have on your heart will shift. You'll either love them from a healthy place or release them without pain. Either way, God will have restored the parts of you that were once lost to heartbreak. You haven't fully let go of control. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. You've been praying for peace, but God knows your hands are still on the steering wheel. You want answers now, closure today, and visible movement that confirms everything will make sense soon. But God's teaching you something that can't be learned through results. It must be learned through release. Control and trust cannot live in the same space. Every time you try to manage the outcome, you take back what you already surrendered in prayer. This is not about punishment, it's about protection. God knows that if He gave you control, you'd settle for timing that feels good but isn't right. You keep checking for progress because waiting makes you uncomfortable, yet God is calling you to peace in the unknown. He's using this person and this situation to show you how fragile your trust becomes when you're not the one directing it. Letting go doesn't mean giving up, it means giving God room to do what you can't. The reason that person hasn't been removed is that God is teaching you to surrender. You're learning to rest when things don't make sense, to pray without demanding answers, and to let peace replace anxiety. He wants you to stop managing outcomes and start managing your faith. When you truly release control, you'll see God's plan unfold with a calmness that no explanation could ever bring. The moment you stop chasing, you'll finally feel carried. God is protecting you from rushing ahead. The Lord is good to those who wait for Him, to the soul who seeks Him. You may feel ready for what you've been praying for, but God knows readiness is more than desire. It's discipline, patience, and emotional balance. You want to move forward, reconnect, or rebuild, but He sees what's still unsteady within you. So He's slowing you down not to punish you, but to protect you. He knows that love built in haste often falls apart under pressure. Every delay is a divine redirection. You're not being denied, you're being developed. You're being taught that waiting isn't wasted time. It's preparation for what's meant to last. God is giving you the time to strengthen your discernment so you'll know the difference between emotional desire and spiritual confirmation. He's saving you from calling something complete when it's still under construction. The pause you feel right now is where God is working the most. He's aligning hearts, timing, and maturity. He's developing the kind of foundation that won't collapse under emotion or pressure. He hasn't removed this person because His timing hasn't met His purpose yet. When God keeps someone in your heart, it's not by accident. It's because He's still writing that part of your story. Trust His timing, even when you don't understand the process. What's meant for you will never be lost in His plan. If the content inspired you, please like, comment, and subscribe to Pure Inspirational. Be blessed.